Hello there, it's Satellite, transmitting to your screens. Today I will be reviewing Survivalist Invisible Strain, version 81, by Bob. Survivalist's Invisible Strain is a zombie survival game that looks a bit like 7 Days to Die, but plays a bit like a cross between State of Decay and Project Zomboid. You play the game by exploring the world and looting buildings, finding followers, visiting camps, trading and building up reputation. In the later game, you can start to think about building up a base for your community to live in. The game features a fairly clever AI that you can build a reputation with. They understand when you do things like save them from a zombie or do other kind acts. Once you've built up your reputation with them for long enough, you can ask them to join you, where you can switch to controlling them directly. You can also control them by assigning certain jobs to them, like lumberjacking. I think it's the clever AI that will be the thing that makes this game unique. Both of my favourite zombie survival games, 7 Days to Die and Project Zomboid, don't have AI survivors in their games yet, leaving the apocalypse to be a lonely place if you're not in online co-op. It makes the game feel lived in when you're out and about and you see NPCs walking around the place trying to survive themselves. Maybe you rescue them, give them something to eat for free, patch them up, trade with them, or just simply kill them and take their stuff. It's up to you. Another thing I like about the game is the combat, in which you can target different parts of the body. You can go for the feet, which trips them up, and then switch to the head to deliver a couple of high damage blows. Your stamina drains really quickly in combat, which means that you're only ever able to take on maybe 3 at a time before running out of fatigue and becoming overwhelmed, which is exactly how I feel it should be. Zombies come in 4 different colours, which determines how hard they are to beat and how long their infection takes to kill you. Because the game is fairly difficult, I died a lot in my first few hours of playing, but with every death I learned new things and started to survive for longer amounts of time. I like that feeling of safety I get inside of a friendly settlement camp, and I also like the anxiety I get walking back out of it again. A few other things the game features includes weather and seasons, temperature, as well as full day and night cycles, a skill leveling system, and a crafting system, obviously. The game makes saving a commodity with consumable crucifix pendants that say hallelujah every time that you save. I know that for some, that making saves a commodity is a bad thing, as I remember how people didn't like it when it was introduced into Kingdom Come. But I actually like commodity saving because it makes you think a little bit more before you act, and that works especially well with a survival game. My only criticism is that you find them so often in the game that the mechanic might as well not exist. As the game features the ability to instantly switch between playing in third person as well as an over-the-top view, the game features a rather strange user interface that is obviously working to accommodate both playstyles, that shows your character or whatever your character is focusing on, and a map at the side of the screen. I played mostly in the third person view, and I did feel it took up a little bit too much of the screen, and it would be nice if there was an option to hide it. The optimization for the game isn't brilliant for how it looks, and I find myself running at about 45 to 50 frames per second, which I can live with, but I do prefer to be at the 60 mark. Not only that, but there are no graphical options in the settings besides screen resolution. The game is in quite a basic form at the moment and leaves much to be desired. Looting buildings and cars is as simple as walking up to them and instantly seeing their inventory, as there are no visible interiors in the game, there aren't very many items in the game, and you'll quickly become familiar with the same loot. The random generation isn't really anything to rave about, with everything looking pretty much the same. Once you've seen one town and one settlement, you've basically seen all the towns and all the settlements. The price for the game is really very reasonable at £5, which I think is about right for what is on offer. As I've said, the game is a very long way off being complete, which I'd say, based on watching other early access games evolve, is at least 3 years of good, solid updates before it's in a state that can be played and enjoyed long term. In conclusion, I feel like this game is a bit of a jack of all trades but master of none. Though with a heavy amount of development, I believe it could amount to be a unique experience. Whether it will, however, is uncertain, as there is not even any roadmap at all that I could find. On the other hand, the game is only cheap, so you're not losing much, even if it doesn't amount to anything. If you're a fan of survival, it might be worth picking up if you really like the focus on AI and community managing and want to support the game. But for the rest of us, you can find a whole host of other survival games that do it better for now. That about wraps up the video for today then. If you'd like to join me where I'll be coming back into orbit of this game, or for my new reviews of other games in the weeks to pass, then please do subscribe to tune your receivers into the next satellite broadcast. Until then, bye bye.